Happy Democracy Day. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my co-host here. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Mom. How are you today?
Second time in this year. Happy Democracy.
Happy Democracy Day. Yes. Jamake, what's up? How you doing?
I'm amazing, and I'm very grateful to God because it's a great day to be a Lagosian. Lagos is actually celebrating MKO Abiola, and I feel honored. I just feel like his daughter all of a sudden. If you see the MKO Abiola garden, I think that they're having a talk there, and you know, the Lagos-Ibadan end of motorways is well decorated with pictures of him, June 12. Congratulations to Nigerians, and I must say a big congratulations and happy birthday to Temilorun Peterside. She was born June 12 in the heart of the June 12 crisis. Wow. The year after, on the first anniversary. Today, she's married, she has a son. Happy birthday, Temilorun. God bless you. You see how life, and a lot of water has passed under the bridge in the last 25 years. Lots of people have died. We're just very grateful to God for life.
How are you doing, Mariam?
I'm doing great. I mean, after what she said, we just have to, it's Democracy Day for me. You know, I find that you try to say it as if it's a Yoruba thing. You're happy, Yoruba people are happy, but it's everywhere, nationwide. We're all happy. I'm sure in the North people are happy. It gives us a sense of pride in our country. So it's a very good day. You know, it's a very significant, he has given us the significant, yes, very significant holiday.
Okay, so yeah,
how are you doing? Patriotic. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Right. Okay, Tokwe, how are you doing? How are you doing, Tokwe?
I'm very grateful. I'm excited about myself and my business. While I am happy that Nigerians are all happy, as a Nigerian, I'm proud that today's happened, but I'm grateful that yesterday, by chance, I just went to T Smart's place and I told her that I'm traveling. She was like, oh, yeah. I guess in Atlanta, and I said no. And within 30 minutes, I got a booking. And yes, I'm going to be in Atlanta apart from New York. Point is, speak up. We have Democracy Day today because people did not keep quiet. They kept shouting. They kept holding rallies. They kept having talks when it seemed as if 20 years, are you still okay? 21 years, 23 years, 24 years, 25 years, and finally something happened. So whatever it is you're aspiring for, keep talking. Don't stop hoping and believing it will come to pass. We have Democracy Day. Happy Democracy Day, every Nigerian.
Hi, how are you?
And you?
All these speeches are just interesting. Hi, I'm fine, I'm good. A lot of drama in my life recently, the last couple of days. So much drama that I can't speak on.
Drama is good?
No, the kind of drama that gets you really upset.
Can I tell
but
you?
You just have to be calm.
That drama is good. What I've learned in life, that everything good or bad is how you define it.
Yeah.
So if you look at it as an opportunity for you to grow, you know, you will actually grow. And the drama, when it comes again, this time it will seem like, oh, this has happened before. It's not a big deal. There will be bigger drama.
Seen it like that now.
Then this issue of the woman that allegedly was voiced in the papers.
What is on?
The different stories coming up. Well, I spoke to Ivy Kanu and she said that what is in the Punch. We'll talk about it in Punch, but she said she doesn't have an update yet. You know, we can't confirm if the stories are actually true and all that.
We can just quote the papers.
We'll quote the papers. Let's go on a break anyway. It's really sad that yes, you've goofed. Yes, if it's the story.
Exactly, it's the same.
But should you take your life because of that? Our society pushed us to that point where we feel we can't face issues. I mean, that hopelessness.
Is it hopelessness or you can't face shame?
You can't face shame. That's the problem. So, I mean, come on. Like, life is short. I mean.
Duh, you saw my nakedness, duh.
Yeah, so I'll move on. I mean,
it's tough though. It's tough. Especially our society, we're really very judgmental.
I don't know. Anyway, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll go through the pages, the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start with the Punch. June 12th election umpire Nwosu writes federal government on MK Abiola's award. Picture here of the boys going to Russia.
Yay!
Nigeria. This is their jerseys. I mean, their attire is very nice.
Beautiful. Everyone's talking about it too.
Got there on time with the hats and the shoes, the whole works.
Proud to be a Nigerian, right?
At least for fashion, we'll get it right. As Joke said, we'll get the copy in that revolution. Ghana orders to import fuel from Dangote's refinery.
Hey, whoa.
Lasema, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Lasema police search for Lagos woman who jumped into lagoon. How we uncovered Diezani's 19 properties, says EFCC. Nigeria, Morocco signed agreement on gas pipeline and others. No going back on law to recriminalize estimated billing, says reps. Frame up allegation, APC, PDP reps disagree on Obasanjo and Buhari. And Bayelsa, official nabbed for collecting 300 ghost workers' salary.
Imagine.
One human being.
Wickedness.
300 people's salary.
Do you want us to take
Human
that
interest,
one?
the
Let me
woman.
quickly talk about the lady. So the Lasema general manager, Adesina Tiamiyu, said yesterday that they can confirm categorically that the SUV on 3rd Milan Bridge was not the vehicle of the lady, because they've spoken to the man who drove the car and his wife, the Hill and Ertie, but the guy said he was first responder. He saw the woman jump.
So where was he, though? The guy just left the car.
They said that exactly. They said he was trying to save her. So I'm imagining,
Did he
did he jump? Or did he run to go and look for him?
Or he screamed and said, don't! You know?
At the time that people got there, he wasn't anywhere to be found. His hazard lights were on, his car key was there, but he wasn't there. That's why people thought that it was the lady's car. Anyway,
They're still searching for her.
yes, they haven't found her body. They will give us information when they have it. May her soul rest in perfect peace.
But also, there's another report that says that they have doubts that there was actually someone that jumped. Because no eyewitness accounts, the people
And
that said they were
eyewitness,
they said they were eyewitnesses. When they further talked to, when they further talked to them, there was nothing really. They didn't see. Nobody really saw her jump over. Right. So everyone is just giving
except
like
this man with the SUV.
Except this man.
Okay,
so
well, it usually takes a
sure.
couple of days for them to find a body.
Yes,
Remember the last one?
3 days. The body will float.
So we'll just wait and see how that goes. But the story is making the rounds on social media can't be confirmed. So let us not start spreading those rumors
People
yet.
mention it at all. We're not rumor mongers.
Moving on to The Nation very quickly. Nwosu reaffirms Abiola as winner of June 12th. Let's see. 4 held for removing colleague's heart. Rescuers yet to find Lagoon suicide woman. So I didn't read that story.
Yes, I did. So 21-year-old James Isaiah, actually they're his brothers, so one of them is his brother. 4 of them, between the ages of 20 and 24, lured him into the bush and killed him and cut out his heart because they had been seeing a ritualist who had asked them to get a heart for wealth. And they did that. They were caught. They have been remanded in prison. They are pleading not guilty, so this case in court.
So I remember,
very
Otokoto. It goes beyond just catching those that are doing the rituals. You need to catch those that are asking you to bring the heart. You need to go to the shrines and destroy them. Because if there's no incentive, somebody saying that, go and bring the heart, there will be nobody that would be lured into doing this.
So they've been arrested, though?
Yes, they have been arrested. But you know what gets me? That these are brothers. How do you do this to your own brother?
Because they want to buy Porsche and buy
Let's move on to Vanguard. How June 12 ruined Abiola and others' businesses. We won't change PDP's slogan symbol, says BOT chairman, as Atiku Turaki Dankwabo lead presidential race. June 12, Southwest shuts down today, as Abiola's remembered first time in Abuja today also. 2 tenants admit raping landlord's pregnant 12-year-old daughter. I wanted to read that story. I remember the 12th of June by Pat Utomi, an interesting article. Let's move on.
Okay.
I didn't read the story.
Okay.
I remember the 12th of June.
Oh, no. I read about Milaye's story. I don't think it's here. I think it's in the Sun.
Let's move on then to Daily Sun. June 12 honors Abiola's Day of Glory. Picture here. All over Lagos State, the pictures are up, the posters, the banners. Governor Modesha is always representing.
Quietly
everywhere.
walking.
He's not announcing, he's not shouting it. We're just seeing Abiola everywhere. In Alausa, you drive around. I wonder, oh, God. All right. So FG honors Abiola, others today, as Nwosu writes Buhari. Gunmen attacked General Malu's brother in Benue. Buhari should address injustice suffered by Southeast during civil war, says Kalu. Nigeria, Morocco signed gas pipeline agreement, and how Osinbajo escaped death as Aso Rock chaplain. All right, so Morocco trip.
Everything.
Yeah.
Our president signed, I think, the contract is in three parts. The gas line pipeline, agriculture, training, education, and I think global investments. Those are the three areas that will be having the relationship with Morocco. What do you want to say?
Morocco is desperate.
Trying to get into our markets. Yeah.
Yes.
Trying to get into ECOWAS. They are up north too. They want to be part of West African states.
They're not that up north. They're just slightly above the south.
They are claiming Arabs, as in they claim to be Arabs.
They are also trying to be
and they want to claim
Who is
here.
your geography teacher? Geography. Morocco is just slightly up north.
So the thing is,
that
it is a smart move by them, and you expect every government to carry out smart moves. That's the plan.
God bless you.
How smart are we about this move? How does it benefit us? If it benefits us, no problem. It's a good
their
deal.
move for ECOWAS is totally different from this meeting.
Exactly.
They're two different
That's something. Now, I'm saying that Morocco needs the Nigerian markets.
Anyway, we're happy that...
No, but it's us sending them
gas.
It's gas.
That we are wasting away, remember?
So
now,
we're sending it to them.
Also, Ghana has finally, the company in Ghana has actually shown interest in buying refinery oil petrol from Dangote. So Dangote already has a customer.
So how does that benefit Nigeria again?
We'll be getting our own.
If business is successful, we're all successful.
Okay. He'll continue building our roads.
Awesome.
And hopefully he'll give us more states or something.
Give us more.
Okay. Let's go to Nigerian Tribune. Nwosu, June 12 election umpire, writes federal government refers Abiola as winner. The world waits as U.S.-North Korea leaders meet today.
Yay.
FG grants 37 billion naira to discourse for meter supply. Excuse me. Uncertainty surround Third Milan Bridge suicide. Fanika Ode sues Lai Mohammed over looters list. Eid al-Fitr, federal government declares Friday, Monday public holiday. I haven't heard Fanika Ode in a while.
Two stories. Fanika Ode has sued for his name being mentioned
as a looter
among the 4.6 billion naira that the Minister of Information released, that these are the people culpable, that there was no facts backing up the claim. You can't just mention my name. And so he has taken
a whole...
You didn't even say allegedly.
You said it's looted.
You said looters list.
No. Do you understand the pedigree?
We will meet in court.
I understand your sarcasm, but some people don't get it.
Yeah,
so don't even go there.
Do you know who my father is?
What nonsense is that? Please. That man
let's talk about Melaye. We don't know who his father is, but he knows his father. The point is, himself and two others have been taken to court over allegations that they funded a set of political thugs with money and AK-47 with the aim to disrupt the peace within Kogi State. This is confession they got from those political thugs. This Kabiru Seidu and Nuhu Saliu, the case is still in court. I'm hoping that instead of just adjourning this case, can we expedite the process?
You want to advise our learned judges?
No, but that's what they were trying to do when he jumped out of the car.
Moving on to New Telegraph, 25 years after. Abiola's Kingsmen demand shift in handover day to June 12. Humphrey Nwosu, President's declaration, an honor done to me. Nigerians are intellectually aggressive, economically ambitious. I think that's what our president is saying. Let me read that again for those of you that were criticizing.
Yes, please say that.
Our president said in Morocco that Nigerians are intellectually aggressive and economically ambitious.
See, this has to trend the way the other one
trended.
This
was bad news.
No, this was the research
So please let this one to trend.
We don't know the Moroccan president.
Anyways, let's. So there's really nothing. So Humphrey Nwosu has written to the federal government since he can't make the events planned for today because he's out of the country, but he does acknowledge and appreciate the award given to
MKO
Abiola posthumously.
And he insists that MKO Abiola won the elections. I saw some research on how many states exactly. You know, he won over 2/3 all over the country.
Talk about it during our hot topic, but we skipped a story in Vanguard about a 12-year-old girl that was raped by 5 of our father's tenants, and the 5 of them raped her. She's pregnant now, and they're holding 2 in custody for this. She was sent to buy sweets. Now, this is to the parents. Please, 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 we can no longer trust the environment. We can no longer trust community parenting as before. Put your eye on your kids and always let them be aware of what is going on. And let them know that you can't answer anybody that sends you on those kind of private errands. It's really, really annoying.
Unfortunately, we can't take any more stories. June 12, we're celebrating Democracy Day. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll discuss your views on June 12 and the lessons learned. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So today makes it 25 years that all Nigerians rose in unity to elect Chief MKO Abiola as president back June 12, 1993. But unfortunately, it wasn't all, as we all know. However, looking at the present Nigeria, with the hopes Nigerians have towards 2019, what does democracy mean to every one of us? And what are the lessons we're learning towards, as against June 12, towards 2019? Please, we'd like to hear your views on this. You can call us on 070-80668-014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. We'll be bringing in a guest a bit later to help us further understand. But I would really like to hear your views and also the views of the ladies on what are those lessons we've learned. Yes, everybody's talking about June 12 now. June 12, and 2019 is around the corner. So in your view, Mumuni Abiola said something very profound yesterday. He said that June 12 is not so much about Abiola. It's about the fact that power was taken away from the people when the announcements were annulled back in 1993. And what President Buhari did today, a few days ago, was return the power back to the people, reigniting that hope that our voice counts, our votes count, our opinions count. And suddenly people are more emboldened and more empowered now. But do you, as a citizen, do you feel emboldened? Do you feel empowered towards 2019? Do you feel hopeful in 2019? Let me come to you, Jumoke.
I'll quote Yakub, who was called twice after the announcement was made, recounting how he stood on the queue to vote MKO Abiola. So 25 years later, people feel like my vote eventually counted. Humphrey Wonsu is coming out to say he did win the election. So there's been a lot of voter apathy in subsequent elections after that. My vote will not count. Anybody can just wake up and do anything. They will rig it. Is that this just gives us hope again. And Abiola said, hope 93. 25 years ago. So now going into 2019, somebody would say, well, my vote may not actually be wasted. Regardless of who I vote for, it may eventually be counted. So it does make us hopeful that this has happened. It has brought democracy back to how democracy should be, which is a government of the people. We are the ones who decide who leads us.
Okay. Let me come to Mariam.
Yes.
Do you agree with this?
Yes,
do you think we're going to have a free and fair election?
I agree with this completely, with her completely, but that's Jumoke. You know, this has also taught me perseverance. You know, a lot of us, there's many people fighting for democracy till today and fighting for our nation. And you feel, after a while, you know, you just feel that this is not going anywhere and we tend to give up a little too early. But we have seen this is 25 years later. It means when you have a just cause and you stick by it, you know, justice will eventually be served. So I do believe that people now feel, as you said, emboldened, you know, to come out. Finally, okay, it makes sense. Finally, my vote counts. Or finally, it means something, you know. And I hope that this government will take it as a catalyst, do you understand, and move our country for, better, make our country better.
Toko, your thoughts on this?
Lessons learned. We are
for
one.
You.
Lessons learned for me is that we are one. It's that politics makes us look like we're divided. And to a large extent, they've succeeded in even making the younger generation feel divided. We begin to see everybody in the coloration of religion and their ethnicity. In actual fact, 1993 was about the fact that we are one. One leader can make a change. Sometimes they make it look like you don't need 4 years, you need 8 years, you need a lifetime. One person can generate the positive vibe in people, that they would ignore the religion and ignore the ethnicity and ignore the way the person looks like and just say that this person is giving me hope. That is my lesson from 1993. It is that we are one. We have a common challenge. We want a better country. That challenge hasn't changed till now. And if we see a leader that would inspire that hope, we will still rally around and queue up behind that one person.
Yes.
Right. You know that there are lots of conspiracy theories about what happened in 1993. In one of them, they said the annulment was based on the Northerners not believing that any Northerner would vote anyone aside from a Northerner. And that MKO Abiola and Kingibe also had the Muslim tickets, that no Christian will vote a Muslim. To reiterate what Tope is saying, we did not look at which part of the country is he from. In the north, in Tofa's state, Abiola won. So it was more about the people saying, this is what we want for ourselves. So the lessons learned is we are one Nigeria. And once all of us decide that there is something in particular we want for ourselves, which is good governance. Poverty does not know your religion. It does not know your tribe. Right. If you see somebody who has the credibility that you're looking for, don't think that your votes will not count. Okay. Like I mentioned, my COA won vote was never wasted because they counted it. And it's very important.
Let's open the phone line so we can hear out, because what's most important to us is that let us talk to ourselves. We're not talking to politicians. We're not talking to experts. We're talking to ourselves. What have you learned? Because in many years, in the past, we've experienced voter apathy a lot of times, where people don't show up, they don't care. And I mean, in 1993, people showed up. Yes. People came to vote. But since then, people just felt that my vote didn't count. So are we saying that this is an indication that, listen, come 2019, we will show up. Yes. We will come out. We will vote. Is this helping us feel like, listen, suddenly we're back?
I mean, what this government has done for itself now, it has given itself a standard and put itself on a pedestal. So you are now saying to us, okay, we recognize this was a free and fair election, and we're willing to do the same. So now, more than ever, this government will be looked at really closely, every step that they take, to see that the sort of election that it will be held in 2019 would match up to what they have claimed to be a free and fair election. Let me take this call from
Adekoke. Adekoke, are you there?
Yes.
Lessons learned, June 12, June 12, yeah, and then 2019 coming up.
Happy Democracy Day.
Happy Democracy Day.
I like that.
Yeah, I want to celebrate first and foremost. I first want to thank Buhari for declaring June 12 as public holiday.
Right, next year.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. We thank President Buhari for just identifying with June 12. Because now, like Mariam mentioned, it has now become the standard. Right. So is there hope 2019? And also, in terms of electioneering, what stood out in 1993 was that it was the open ballot system. So there's no, we're going later.
So should we go back there?
I don't think so.
Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring in our expert, our guest, who will help us also further take this conversation to help us understand how we can make best use of the lessons we've learned in June 12th. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining us on the show is a member of the June 12 Vanguard, Razak Olukoba. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, ladies, and good day, viewers at home.
So yesterday we talked a lot extensively about MK Abiola, the honors given to him and Gani Fawehinmi. We discussed the whole essence of June 12. But today our focus really is what are the lessons we've learned. And the ladies so far have expressed their views, and we're trying to also get viewers to send in their thoughts and what are the lessons. Is it going to take us forward in 2019? In your view, sir, what are the lessons we should have learned? And what should the government do to ensure we can replicate what happened in June 12, 1993?
Well, the first thing is that reactionary tendencies in the nation realize now that their times are over. Buhari has shown us that now. For 25 years, we have insisted that that day must be recognized, and that's a victory. It came from an unexpected personality because I didn't know that Buhari will. I stand with Buhari, but I didn't know that he would do that. I expected that it should have happened before now. The lessons are many. And it goes particularly to the youth, the unsung heroes of those struggles. The unremembered, the undocumented participants of the June 12th. The lessons goes to the youth of today that, see, if you stand up, you are going to take your country. If you don't stand up, you allow carpetbaggers, pirates to control your life. You give your country to people who are not half intelligent as you to continue to decide your fate for you. Nigeria is people with brilliant and intelligent youth.
Right.
And if you don't deploy it for positive purpose, it's going for negative purpose.
Very true.
So things, issues like this are issues that will inspire the youth to have confidence in Nigeria. All over the world, in spite of what background you might come from in America, that American patriotism is still in you.
Very true.
Anywhere you go to, it's in Britain, it's in South Africa, but it's missing in Nigeria.
Right.
But steps like this are things that will bring that hope back to the youth.
Okay.
So another thing that government must add to what they have done is to recognize all those young men, so that the young men of today will see that, because today, if you say you want to do any protest, carry out any protest, the young people will look at you for what?
Yeah, so you just want me to go and die?
You go and die. But with this recognition now, by specifically mentioning the unsung heroes, that we stand with you to remember the role you played, because if there were no youth participation in all those processes, it won't get to where we get to today.
Very true,
so
sir.
there must be that recognition.
Okay. All right.
So here's my linking with your story about your own personal story and your personal involvement in this. The truth is, right now, we have the population, but we don't have the feeling of, why should I go outside? What was in your mind that time that made you go outside? What was the feeling you have? Maybe if you express that feeling to Nigerians watching now, they can sort of soak up some of that enthusiasm and belief in the system, because everybody right now just sees it as, I'm not going to go and die for any, I'm not going to go and die for. What was it that you saw that made you go out willing to die and have friends of yours lose limbs, lose lives, and you were still willing to continue the struggle?
And be shot at several times.
Well, the first thing is to raise the consciousness of the Nigerian youth.
Yeah.
You will understand what they say. But there's no consciousness. Even if you tell Nigerians youth the implication of a particular policy, they don't seem to understand what you are saying. They don't get it. When we were in school, as at the time I was in secondary school, I see protests and I ask questions, why are they burning tires? And they educate me. So the first day I was on campus in 1989, someone climbed the podium. I was telling us, you don't have a future. I said, why? What do you mean? I was listening. He said, the sharp that Babangida is about to apply as an economic policy, your future is bleak. Ladies will become prostitutes in another 20 years. All of you will become pirates. You are going to become kidnappers. I remember Chief Falaye recently when I met him, that you were the Minister for Finance, and I was warned specifically that if Sharp were allowed to go, you are going to become kidnappers. And some of those kidnappers are trying to have kidnapped you now. I told him when I met him. Now, I was shocked when he told me this, and I said, what is this man saying? I thought I was happy, a student.
So someone broke it down to you.
So broke that, there's no future for you. So I said, what? He said, come to tomorrow's protest. And it was unfortunate, I was arrested, and for the first protest, you took part and said, go out of school for 2 years.
Oh.
So I became indoctrinated. Not, I became conscious, and I began to understand that it is better to die fighting on your feet than continue to live on your knees.
May I harp on that, sir? Somebody very learned said to me this year that it was a very conscious
move, yes. Yes.
To get the youth distracted.
Yeah, disillusioned.
We are now focused on entertainment. You are very right. Ask a young person what they want to do. I want to become Davido or Whiskey. That's all. We're not politically aware. We're not even interested.
Very conscious.
Yes.
Right? So now that has been done,
how can we reverse it?
We have a huge task, because a country without a socially conscious youth is on its knees. What do we need to do? How can we reverse it?
Yeah, the government has major role to play here. We have to raise the consciousness of the Nigerian youth.
Which government now?
The government of the nation. We're talking about the federal government. Now is the time for National Orientation Agency to start talking about youth see, more seriously.
Minister of Information.
Minister of Information, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Enough of these rhetorics, regular rhetorics. There should be programs to bring the youth together to understand the basis of existence of a nation.
Let me say something, sir. Sorry to cut you off, because it's important that we sustain the momentum this announcement has brought.
Yes, you are right.
So it's how to sustain that momentum to get people start talking, because we haven't stopped talking about June 12 since last week. After today, people might just move on and say, okay,
of the media.
So what can we do to continually remind people?
The issue is we are not the only people pained in this part of the country, Yoruba people. Isaac Adaka Boro case should also be exhumed. Ogoni, Kensaruwa should also be exhumed. With a view to placate them. In the northeast, they have issues too. In the northwest, this is the time to begin to address the pains of every Nigerian.
Do you mean restructuring?
Yes, restructuring. Because if you don't assure me that I'm going to live a better life in a restructured Nigeria, I will not allow it to take place. For instance, it is high time we activists learn how to explain to Northerners that restructuring is not anti-North, because that is how it is made to look like. And if you restructure Nigeria, that is when your institutions will be guaranteed. Queen of England is the most powerful people in the world, person in the world. It doesn't need a visa to travel to any part of the world. But before the society is restructured, it's trying to suppress the Scottish, the Welsh, the Irish, until it start giving freedom to people who deserve freedom. And they give the respect back to her.
So do you agree with those canvassing for Biafra Day, May 30th? Do you agree with those that are seeing the June 12th as a sectional thing? I am totally against anybody trying to smear June 12th as something for the Southwest or something for Yoruba. I've been saying, and I believe that June 12th should be seen as Democracy Day for Nigeria.
Yeah, those were the part of damage.
But when you say that they should also sort out other areas of the country,
they're old wounds.
It's going to be like,
old wounds. We have to,
they've done this for you.
No, before now. I don't even know what Abelaya religion is. I never knew he was a Muslim. But we were fighting for him until suddenly something happened and I suddenly realized that I'm a Yoruba man. I never thought to myself, we were fighting for the whole of Africa before. We were fighting for, Thabo Mbeki was with us, he ran away from South Africa, he came here, we were all together. We were talking of how to liberate the entire Africa, just like mentioned the case of Morocco. Egypt, we were the first slave owners, the black men. We have enslaved the whites, we were the first, that part of the issue was erased. So we tried to bring it back, that, you know, we are our slave first, before you enslave us. So, but suddenly, we realized that this man is a Christian. It's an Igbo. After the announcement of June 12th. And that's what we should bring back again. We have to bring that consciousness back.
Let me take this call. Good morning. Are you there? Eunice, I believe.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
I just want to contribute.
Go ahead.
You know, that June 12th, I was one of the people that June 12th really met at Ikorodu Road. I know what I suffered at that time. But the lesson I learned so far is that where are we going if we say there is no more June 12th? There is June 12th. But the way forward, let the man that announce everything, bring out all those people. The evil generals, they are still in control of the power today. We still have the military people that fought against that June 12th. They are the ones still ruling today. So there is no more tribalism or no tribalism. Let them bring everybody to book and let us see who is lying. Lying Mohammed, what he said, his name is among the list they were listed that looted Nigeria for the whole Africa. So you shouldn't say one person is looting. All of them, they are all looters. Let us bring all of them to book.
Thank you very much, Eunice. Okay, Mariam.
Yes, for me, you know, she was talking about bringing about justice, but I was more concerned with how it happened that we're now divided along religious lines, along ethnic lines, and what is it that we need to do differently? What was the situation then at your time where you didn't see that you did not see those differences, and was it just the annulment of June 12 that brought those differences?
Well, the first thing is that which people run away from, we must first admit that my identity is different from yours. We must first admit that, and that's how it is for nations that got it right.
Yes,
in South Africa, all over the world. When you recognize that, then you now recognize your pain, If I don't recognize your pain, you will not never recognize my pain. As a Yoruba man, we want education, we want egalitarian life. Then in the North, they must also try to explain to you that, no, Sharia is important to also. The East must also.
them.
Then they will say, what concession can you do? This is a nation. You can't run away. You can't run all the people that are not Muslim. What are your concessions? You give painful concession. So it is when you discuss these differences.
Conference.
Yes, that is when
So 2014.
concessions will be made. You bring it together. That's what we call condition for living together. That's what we call our own constitution. But now, people say, don't discuss your differences. That is not correct. We must first admit that if I have read the Bible, pali to pali, in order to understand what are the pains of my Christian sister. You should also try to understand the Muslims, that there are things that if you mention about Islam that I go crazy about too.
Right.
Please don't mention it too. So that
Tolerance.
you will guard it. Yes, tolerance and provocation. We must avoid provocation, and we must preach tolerance. Because some people say that some are not tolerant, some people say you are too provocative. So we must marry all these things together.
Were you short? What's that red thing on your hand?
Symbol of freedom against anti-democratic tendencies in our nation.
We have to.
After the revolution, it's a bloodless revolution. What has just happened? 25 of
right.
revolution,
Fantastic.
and we have succeeded. Some people felt that. Some people felt that you will never have June 12 in your life. You will never. It will never be recognized.
And they're still alive. Oh.
They are still alive today.
India before.
And like the lady has said, the Nora has said, please don't let us wish away our proposals. Let us we have documented all the people that have committed crime against this nation.
Justice.
People, yes, who have prevented our children
back
from
in our schools.
Yeah, people who have prevented our children from going to school. Right. The roads are bad. All those things, we have documented them.
So let justice be served.
Yes.
We have to round up. So thank you very much for
very
coming.
much.
Really appreciate it. We have to go on a break right now. When we come back, it's still Tuesday, so we're going to talk a bit about health. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, blood is life, and it's important. Its importance can actually not be overemphasized. In commemorating the World Blood Donor Day, which is on Thursday, we have a consultant hematologist, Dr. Bodunri Oshikomaya, and also we have an assistant chief medical laboratory scientist, Victoria Fashe. Welcome to the show, madam.
Wow.
Ladies,
I started sound laughing.
both wearing red. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so because we have very little time, could you just tell us what the Blood Donor Day is about, why do people actually donate blood, and what is your experience in blood donation so far in Nigeria?
The World Blood Donors Day is a day set aside every year to thank donors and to encourage blood donors. So for this year, 2018, the theme for the World Blood Donor Day is Blood Connects Us All. What the team is trying to do is to connect donors with their recipients. We know the Yoruba adage that says that when you thank people, they come back to do more. So that's what we're trying to do now. That is what the world is trying to do now, to thank donors and to connect them with their recipients. And then it also comes with a slogan that says, share blood and give life. So it's encouraging the old donors, the voluntary donors,
To come back.
to do it regularly and to motivate elderly people to start donating blood.
Elderly.
What's the challenge? If you break it down to those watching, they don't understand what blood donation is about. Is it painful? Can you just walk in? Do you need to have a lot of blood?
And also, is it safe? Let me come to you
well?
on that one. Is it safe? I mean, is it painful? Is it
Lots of
safe?
questions.
Yes, but go ahead, try to.
To start with, when you're talking about free, you can walk in. We have those that are called walk-in donors.
Okay.
They just come in. We don't waste their time. Within 10 minutes, we are done with them. And then we encourage them. Actually, you may say it will pain you because most people are so scared of needle.
Right.
But when you need to counsel them and encourage them and let them know the advantages of blood donation.
What are the advantages?
We have so many advantages. One, you that you are donating, you have your own advantages in the sense that it will help you to check yourself, like a fitness test will be run on you. We don't just ask people to lie down to donate. We run some tests on them. In that, you can cross-check if you are still okay.
How do you take in Nigeria? We know we're a suspicious lot. How do you cope? Do we have people that are willing to donate? What's the percentage of people that donate in Nigeria compared to other countries?
Well, yes, we have people that actually are voluntary blood donors. But I would like to tell you who a voluntary blood donor is first, because people don't really actually know who a voluntary blood donor is. So a voluntary blood donor is anybody that makes up his or her mind out of his own free will, without any form of coercion, to donate their whole blood, plasma, that's the fluid content of the blood, or cellular contents like plasma, without any form of remuneration in form of gifts or in form of financial satisfaction. So we have voluntary donors come over to donate. And the thing is that there are very few of them. And that is why we a lot of people donate blood to replace, because
so
there are very few of them
abroad have an advantage in that I'm going to get paid, or they're going to give me milk. So if you're going to prick me with any kind of needle, even if you're going to do free medical tests for me, so I know that I'm HIV free, I know my gender. I agree, but if you will give me money, I will walk in every 3 months.
we don't.
In Bagada, what we do is that there's what is called an awareness lecture. By the time we finish the lecture, even if you are not willing to donate,
you will donate.
Because you are saving lives.
Yes,
saving lives.
Let them know the reality about saving a life. There are so many questions that arise that if I save, what are you using my blood for? Then you let them know that, for instance, let me take Bagada for instance. We are not big as in case of structure, no, but we are big because of what we do. We are a referral center. We have a renal center there, and when you see them, your heart will long to assist them. So by the time you finish this orientation about what blood donation and the help, to bring alive the life that you cannot create.
I heard that when you donate, that if anything happens to you, you have you easily get blood. You don't have to worry or something like that. Is that true?
Let me explain that to you. In Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, of which the Blood Transfusion Committee of Bagada is subsidizing, we are being monitored, and by Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service, there is this blood donor card that is being given to you. So every time you donate, the blood donation identity number is written in it, and the day you donate. So by the time you donate 2 or more units of blood, when you need the blood, not just you, when your family members need the blood, you do not need to replace that blood. So that's one of the advantages.
For instance,
my brother's wife was pregnant. My brother donated blood, and then the general hospital went on strike. And when they needed blood at the private hospital,
have to find that kind of story.
I'm just saying, maybe they had the card.
Yes. No, the card. No, for your husband's, your brother's wife, he did not donate it as a voluntary donor.
But an antenatal.
Yes, a replacement
let's assume
donor.
An antenatal husband had been a free donor, and peradventure was not available during the donation, or when the wife is about to give birth. You can identify yourself as a free donor with that red card. What are the risks of donating? We just ask you to make photocopy of that the page. You attach it to your antenatal card. You are free to go.
Are there any risks? Are there any risks for people to go and donate? And is there any?
Honestly, blood donation is very safe because first of all, before we decide to take blood from any individual, we're going to have a fitness test to be sure that that individual is healthy and clinically stable. So we check the PCV, we check the weight.
So for those that cannot afford to do their PCV, their HIV, and all those things, they can just come and donate blood. Because by donating blood, they will do check-up for you. You know where you stand.
Well, how many units of blood do you take from me? I mean, do you suck me out dry?
No, just one. Just one.
Ask you to lie down for donation. All those tests, particularly PCV, is very the amount of blood in your body system. You must cross-check that you are fit to donate. If you are not fit, we encourage you what to do.
And we only take 1 unit of blood at a time.
But are there people that have like too much blood in their body? It's just too much.
Yes, let's talk about that. Because when we check the PCV or the hemoglobin level, you can detect if there's any health conditions. There are some people that have very high levels of blood. It's called polycythemia. It helps you to detect that, and that person needs to see a medical doctor, a dermatologist.
So what if I'm anemic? will you still take my blood?
No.
God will bless you.
Amen.
So,
That's low blood.
So for what I'm hearing from you is Bagada Health Center in Bagada
General
Hospital. Okay, so we can come there and donate blood. Where do we ask? Who do we ask for?
Just come to the blood donor clinic. There's a protocol for every voluntary donor.
That has been laid down.
Come.
How long is it going to take? 30
It's going to
minutes?
take
5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Please donate blood because you never know. You help people.
Yes.
Thank you very much, ladies, for coming. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
All right. Hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. Tomorrow is our live audience Wednesday. Please come on. Let's celebrate the mock. We're still talking June 12, but this whole week is June 12. So we're celebrating.
Yes.
And I heard that there's a party going on at MK Abiola's house in Ikeja.
Yes.
Please, I'm not going to be there, but I don't know if these ladies are going, but y'all go there. It's going to be fun. All right. Have a blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's a mansion.
It's a mansion.